In capital budgeting, what we did payback period. Payback period means how much time it will take to recover what? The original investment, correct? That is what we have done. So what was the formula? There are two types of sums which you can get. One is what? Original investment. One is when the cash flows are even, correct? Before that we tried to calculate the cash flow. How we used to calculate the cash flow? What will be given in the question? Profit before PBDT, profit before depreciation and tax. From that what you will minus? Less depreciation and then minus tax. What you will get is PBT. PBDT minus depreciation. What you will get is PBT minus tax. What you will get? PAT, PAT. Add back what? Depreciation. Add back what? Depreciation. What you will get? Annual cash flow. If every year the cash flow is the same, when the cash flow every year will be same, if PBDT as well as depreciation is same, correct? If both the things are same, because if PBDT is same for all the 5 years, let's say project is for 5 years, depreciation is straight line method, every year the depreciation is same, that means PBT is same, tax will be same, PAT will be same. Okay, no need to do it for year wise. Then what we will do is, we will take it in a single vertical column, we will do it, right? The next was what we did was we didn't do uneven cash flow, right? Calculation of payback period when the cash flows are uneven. Okay. So let's start with that. Okay, let's proceed. So I think we have done question number 1, correct? Right? Come to question number 2. Question number 2. See question number 2. The cost of the project is rupees 40 lakhs. The life is 10 years. Cash inflow in the first year is 7,60,000. First year cash flow is given. Thereafter the cash flow increases every year by 20,000 compared to the cash flow of immediately preceding year. If first year it is 7,60,000, okay, first year it is 7,60,000, second year it will increase by 20,000. That means it will be how much? 7,80,000. Like that it will go on increasing every year by 20,000. Okay, so how many years it will increase? It will increase for 10 years. It will increase for 10 years because the life of the project is 10 years. Are you understanding? So calculate the payback period. Now here the cash flows are not same for every year, right? So what we will have to do? We will have to use the cumulative. See what I am saying? Question number 2. Okay, please help me out here. How many years project it is? 10 years. So I will write 7, 8, 9, 10. First year cash flow is how much? 7,60,000. Every year it will increase by 20,000. That means 7,80,000 next year. Correct? 8 lakhs. Then 8,20,000. Next is 8,40,000. Next is 8,60,000. 8,80,000. Right now, every year it is increasing by 20,000. Next, 9 lakhs. Next, 9,20,000 and 9,40,000. Okay. Now, in this case, I can't use the formula. I have to calculate the payback period. So, I will write here heading calculation of payback period. In exam, you should not use the shortcut. You should write it fully. Okay. Cumulative cash flow I will take. Cumulative. See, understand why I am taking cumulative cash flow, because I want to know the period in which my initial investment will get recovered. So first year it is 7,60,000. Cumulative everybody knows. 7,60,000 plus next year 7,80,000. How much it is? 7,60,000. Calci, 7,60,000 plus 7,80,000. How much it is? 15,40,000. Next, 15,40,000 plus 8 lakhs, 23,40,000. Correct? 23,40,000 plus 8,20,000. How much it is? 31,60,000. Correct? Next, 31,60 plus 8,40. How much it is? 40 lakhs. How much I had to recover? How much I had to recover? Original investment was how much? 40 lakhs. So I had to recover 40 lakhs. So 40 lakhs is given. Correct? So 40 lakhs is this is. So my payback period. Therefore, payback period is equals to how many years? I have recovered. Payback. I hope that there is no need of explanation to this. 5 years. This must we are intelligent to understand what I did. Every year's cash flow I added, and once I stopped when I recovered my amount, that is original investment, that is 40 lakhs. Correct? Easy. Please copy. Yes. You people run a lot. Wait now, I will teach. Don't worry. Copy this stuff. Don't worry. We'll cover everything. It's good that you think. That's a good side. We'll cover, don't worry. Done? Okay. Everybody's done? Shall we proceed? Okay. Write one example. Write one example. Original investment is equals to 25 lakhs. Year and annual cash flow is given. This is the part of the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say this is 6 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 9 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Okay. So this is the question. Calculate payback period. Calculate payback period. Here also the cash flows are uneven. Have you copied the question? Done? Okay. So here also the cash flows are uneven, correct? So what I will do is solution. What I will do is I will just copy this. Okay, I have copied the year and the cash flows, correct? Now what I will do is I will take cumulative because the cash flows are not same, right? So here it will be 6 lakhs. 6 plus 6 will be how much? 12 lakhs. 12 plus 9 will be how much? 20, 21 lakhs. Okay, 21 lakhs. Next, 21 plus 5, 26 lakhs. How much I have to recover? What is the original investment? 25 lakhs. So I will stop here. Listen carefully. I will stop here. Okay. So the payback period should be somewhere between 3 and 4. Payback should be somewhere between 3 and 4. Correct? Yes, 3 and 4. So what I will do is, listen, there is no formula. It is just a cross multiplication. So payback period will be equals to, listen carefully, 3 plus, what 3? What I have taken 3? 3 years plus something. What is that plus? 25 lakhs I had to recover. Already I have recovered 21 lakhs. 21 lakhs. Upon next year I am going to get 5 lakhs cash flow. Which 5 lakh I am talking about? I am talking about this 5 lakh. Understood? 25 lakhs was the original investment. 21 lakhs was the I have already recovered. So I have to recover 4 lakhs. So 4 lakhs upon next year's cash flow. That is how much? 5. So how much is the answer? 0.8. So 3.8 years. 3.8 years. Correct? Now listen. Why I did like this? Listen carefully. In fourth year, in 1 year, I am getting how much? 5 lakhs. How much I am getting? 5 lakhs. I have to recover how much? I have to recover 4 lakhs. I have to recover 4 lakhs. So how much time it will take? So therefore 4 lakh into 1 divided by 5. I have not shown that. Here ultimately what I am doing is 4 lakh divided by 5 lakh. Are you understanding? Unitary method. In 1 year, fourth year, I am going to get 5 lakhs. In whole year, I am going to get 5 lakhs. Understood? So how much time it will take to recover the 4 lakhs? Is it clear? That is 0.8. Okay. Done. Easy. Please copy. Why 5 lakh is divided? That is what I explained. Why 5 lakh is divided? Anyone tell him why 5 lakh is divided? In full year, I am going to recover 5 lakhs. In full year, I am going to recover 5 lakhs. How much I have to recover? 4 lakhs. So 4 upon 5. How much time it will take? In 1 year, I am going to, in fourth year, I am going to take in whole 1 year. I am going to recover fourth year, it is 5 lakh. So to recover the 4 lakh, how much time it will take? All the questions which are coming now. Yesterday also I saw. Already what I have explained, from that only you ask. So please concentrate when I am saying. So this is what I have covered. Why I am dividing by 5 lakh? The unitary method. Correct? Okay. Please copy. Okay, done. Listen. So we have covered to the calculation. One more thing in revision: payback period between two projects. How you will decide in payback period? Either in the question the management cutoff will be given. Company, what they do, the management decides the cutoff, that we will select only those projects which has a cutoff less than, let's say, 4 years. Then they will take all the projects which are less than 4 years. They will choose those projects. Or else if nothing is mentioned, then they will choose what? Then they will choose the projects which are lower, which have the lower payback period. Okay, fine. I think we have done second sum, correct? Come to question number 3. See question number 3. The cost of the project is rupees 60 lakhs. Life is 8 years. Profit before depreciation PBDT is 10 lakhs. Thereafter, such profit shall increase by 50,000 every year. Now this time, see, the cost of the project is 60 lakhs. Life is given 8 lakhs. PBDT is changing. PBDT is changing. Thereafter, such profit shall increase constantly by 50,000 every year. That means first year the PBDT will be 10 lakhs, then it will be 10 lakh 50, then it will be 11 lakhs, then it will be 11 lakh 50, like that. Every year it will go on increasing, correct? So, acha, what will be the method of depreciation? Straight line. If nothing is mentioned, it will be straight line because rate is not given. So, straight line method will, sorry, straight line method will be applied, correct? So, PBDT is different and depreciation is same. So my question is, will the vertical method be applied? No, we will have to make a table. No, we will have to make a table, correct? So what we will do is, first working note we will calculate depreciation, then we will make a table. Okay, fine. And then from that table we will get cash flows. Then because the cash flows will be different, we will have to take the cumulative. So see how to approach to the sum. Please help me out. Tax rate is 40%. Calculate the payback period. Please help me out with the data. Question number is 3, correct? Working note number 1, calculation of depreciation. I am following straight line method, SLM. So original cost minus salvage value upon life. How much is the original cost in the question? 60 lakhs. Okay, this is my initial investment as well as original cost. Salvage value is 0. Life is how much? 8 years. So how much will be my depreciation? 7,50,000 will be my depreciation per annum, correct? 7,50,000. Working note number 2. Working note number 2. Okay, coming back. I have calculated the depreciation. Then working note number 2. Working note number 2 will be what? Calculation of ACF. Calculation of ACF. Annual cash flow. Now I will make a table. How I will make a table? Year. Then PBDT. See carefully. How many years project it was? 8 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tell me the PBDT. How much it was first year? 10 lakhs. Every year it is going to increase by 50,000. So 10 lakh 50,000. 11 lakhs. 11 lakh 50,000. Correct? 12 lakhs. 12 lakh 50,000. 13 lakhs. 13 lakh 50,000. Right? Then depreciation column. Depreciation, how much we calculated? 7 lakh 50. So I will write here 7 lakh 50,000. 7 lakh 50,000. Same. Okay, you can write it. 7 lakh 50. Correct. So what will be my PBT? 10 lakhs minus 7 lakh 50. If this is my first column, this is my second column. Third column will be is equals to first minus second. Okay, tell me 2 lakh 50,000. Next year 3 lakhs. Am I right? Next year 3 lakh 50,000. Correct na? 11 lakh minus 7 lakh 50 is 3 lakh 50. Next year 4 lakhs. Every year it will go on increasing by 50,000. I think it should be clear. Right? Yes, 5 lakhs. Then 5 lakh 50,000. And then 6 lakhs. Okay. Tax is how much? Tax is how much? What is the rate of tax? 40%. So on third column I will calculate 40%. Third column I will calculate 40%. So on your calculator what you should do? Listen carefully. 0.4 into 0.4 into 2,50,000 equals to how much it is? 1 lakh. 1 lakh. Okay, listen. 1 lakh. Okay, listen. Now don't do anything. Just press 3 lakhs and then press equals to. Just press 3 lakhs and then equals to. How much it is? 1,20,000. Easiest way. No need to do again and again. You understood what I am saying. 40% is constant. So take it first. Multiply and then take the amount. Is that clear? 0.4 into 2,50,000 equals to 1 lakh. Then 3 lakhs equals to. Then again 3,50,000 equals to. Don't press AC in between, please. Okay, 3,50,000 equals to. I hope everybody is clear with the trick. This all will help you to solve the sums very quickly. You should be thorough with calculator. 1,60,000. Check. 4,50,000 equals to. You have to just press the figure and then equals to. How much it is? 1,80,000. Every year it will increase by 20,000. So it will be 2 lakhs. Yes. Here the calculations are easy. Please understand, here the calculations are easy. I'm just recollecting something. Let me share with you. I think now this plus also now, see here the figures were easy. 10 lakh minus 7 lakh 50, 2 lakh 50, then minus it was same. See 7 lakh 50 is constant. The same number is getting deducted. That also you can do on your calculator. How you know? Just press 10 lakhs minus 7 lakh 50 equals to 10 lakh minus 7 lakh 50 equals to how much you are getting? 2 lakh 50. Don't press anything. Just press 10 lakh 50,000 then equals to. You should get 3 lakhs. Check whether you are getting. Correct. So when the, see listen the difference. When the you have to multiply with constant number na, that constant multiplication should be taken first. 0.4 40% I took first, then the unconstant number, then equals to. Is that clear? When I have to constantly plus or minus any number na, that number should be the second part. Means 10 lakhs minus 7 lakh 50 equals to 10 lakh 50,000 equals to 11 lakhs equals to. Is it clear? I hope everybody is clear with the trick. You should be thorough with all these things. This will help you out. See, here the figures are easy. Understood? In exam, it is not necessary the figures will be easy. Clear? Everybody's calc is working now. Okay, fine. You should be comfortable at your level. That's it. Okay, PBT minus tax is PAT. So how much is my PAT? 2 lakh 50 minus 1 lakh will be 1 lakh 50,000. Yes. 3 lakh minus 1 lakh 1,80,000. 2 lakh 10,000. Correct. It will go on increasing by 30,000. 2 lakh 40,000. 2 lakh 70,000. Am I right? Please check. 3 lakhs. I'm not wasting time in calculation. 3 lakh 30,000. 3 lakh 60,000. Correct, na? So these are the figures. Right? Now what you should do? In PAT, what you should add? Depreciation. What you should add? Depreciation. ACF. Okay. So depreciation was 7 lakh 50. Again, constant number to be added. Constant number to be added. So that number to be taken for second. 1 lakh 50,000 plus 7 lakh 50 is equals to how much it is? See, you are getting 9 lakhs. 1 lakh 50,000 plus 7 lakh 50,000 equals to 9 lakhs. Then what you have to do? Just press 1 lakh 80,000 equals to 1 lakh 80,000 equals to how much you are getting? 9 lakh 30. Are, is the trick working? Yes or no? Clear, na? Then again, isn't it working? Danya, Siddhant, Harsh, Ranjita. It's working, right? So it's easy. Then it's good. because many students whose calculators are Casio, that doesn't work. So I'm discussing with you again and again. I'm asking 2,10,000 plus 7,50,000 means just you have to press 2,10,000 and equals to how much it is? 9,60,000, correct? It will go on increasing by 30,000, I think. 9,90,000, 9,90,000 plus 30, 10,20,000, 10,50,000, 10,80,000, then 11,10,000. Okay. So cash flows are correct now. I'm doing it orally. Please check. Fine. So cash flows are uneven. We have to calculate the payback period. So I will take cumulative payback period. Let me teach you one more trick. Listen. Actually now, the easiest way to calculate the ACF, please listen carefully. The easiest way to calculate the ACF, once you reach this tax column now, no need to do the PAT column. See what happens, you calculate the PAT, then you add depreciation. I will tell you the easiest way. PBDT minus tax, check, it should match with ACF. PBDT minus tax, check. Shortcut, PBDT minus tax, it should be ACF, check. 10 lakhs is PBDT, tax is how much? 1 lakh. So answer is how much? 9 lakh. PBDT in the second year is 10,50,000 minus 1,20,000. Check. You should get 9,30,000. Directly you can calculate ACF. Are you understanding? There are n number of ways to do. Here you should write actually PBDT minus tax. That also will give you the value. Or PBDT or PAT plus depreciation will also give you the value. Anything will do. Fine. Okay. So cumulative ACF. 9 lakhs. How much I have to recover? Original investment is how much? 60 lakhs. So 9 lakh plus 9,30,000. How much it is? 18,30,000. Be quick. 18,30,000 plus 9,60,000. Answer. $27,90,000. 27,90,000 plus 9,90,000. 37,80,000 plus 10,20,000. 48 lakhs plus 10,50,000. 58,50,000 plus 10,80,000. 69,30,000. I can't hear the voice of the other people's calculator. Please calculate. So see, I have already reached here. Okay. So the payback period is somewhere between 6 and 7 years. Payback is somewhere between 6 and 7 years. Please help me out. What I will do? Payback period will be equals to 6 plus. Okay. In the numerator, how much should be the figure? 60 lakhs, right? Minus 58 lakh 50,000 divided by what should be the figure? Down, denominator. 10,80,000. Very good. 10,80,000. See, you have to minus from 60 lakhs, correct? And then you have to take this figure. Is it clear? 10,80,000. So you should be comfortable. You should be very thorough. It should be very mechanical, conditional. You should do all this in conditional mindset. 6 plus 1.5 divided by 10,80,000. 1,50,000 divided by 10,80,000. How much it is? 0.1388. That means the answer is 6.1388 years. 6.1388 years. Understood? So this is the answer. Is it clear? This is what I used to say, that when you have the different PBDT or the depreciation is different or both are different, you have to make the table to get the ACF. Is that clear? If every year the PBDT is same, every year the depreciation is same, then obviously every year the ACF will be same. No need to do it year wise. Okay, please copy this. Okay, done. Copy the below part. If so, please copy correctly. Don't miss the line. Don't make a mistake. Hmm. Preferably, you should write it in months, because many a times in the suggested, I have seen that they ask you they give you in months. Okay, you should write if you have time. You should always do that. Is it done? Okay, everybody. Okay, fine. Let's proceed. So it was a easy sum. Okay. So we have done a uh, one more sum of payback period. Write the heading. Write the heading. Rate of return. Rate of return based on original investment. Original investment. Now see, many times what happens, you want to calculate, don't want to go on the basis of the cash flow, but you want to go on the basis of the profit. So what you do is simple thing. What you do is you calculate the returns. That is returns. How you calculate the return? Can anybody tell me how you calculate the return? Return. What is your earnings in percentage? How you calculate? Exactly, very good. Return divided by investment. So instead of return divided by investment, can I say this is PAT, profit after tax? Return means profit after tax in rupees. Now I have so many years PAT, so I will take average PAT. Okay, and in the denominator I will take original investment. I will take original investment into 100. So simple. This is what we used to do. The same thing. Okay. Now there is a dispute. What is the dispute? Some people say that here the base should be original investment. Okay. So the return, this return, what we have written on the board is based on original investment. Means average PAT upon original investment. But what happens, original investment on the timeline is standing here. This is 0th year. Okay. And let's say the project is for 10 years. So it is an extreme value, means it's an original investment. So it is not an average value. It is what it is at the beginning of the time. So to make it more proficient, what we do is we take the average. Average, how we take the average? We take the average of the salvage, original plus salvage upon 2. This is nothing. But can I call this as opening value? Opening value of the asset. Can I call salvage value as closing value? Yes or no? So opening plus closing upon 2. So some people say instead of taking this original investment, what you should take is average investment. What you should take is average investment. Is that clear? Why average investment? because original investment is at the extreme point of time. It is initial. So what we do in calculating inventory also, what we do? We take opening plus closing upon 2, the average inventory. Because opening inventory is standing at the beginning, closing inventory is standing at the end. So those are two extreme values. So we average it out. Is that clear, guys? Fine. Please write this formula. Any question on this? Please copy this. Done. Okay. Clear. It's very easy. What we are doing is we are calculating the return. Now this return is based on what? This return is based on original investment. Okay. Come to question number 4. See, according to this method, the capital investment proposal are judged on the basis of their relative profitability. Now here what we are using is profitability. Okay. And they are saying for this purpose, capital employed and expected income are determined according to commonly accepted accounting principle and practices over the entire economic life of the project, and then the average yield is calculated. What they are saying is capital employed means investment, expected income means PAT are determined according to accounting principles. PAT from where we get? Income statement. So according to accounting language, what we do is we calculate the PAT, we take the original investment and then we take the ratio multiply by 100. Such a rate is termed as accounting rate of return. What it is called? Accounting rate of return. So it may be calculated on the basis of following formula. See, average annual net earnings upon original investment into 100. One. Second is average rate of return. In the second formula, what we are doing? Annual average net earning upon average investment into 100. The term average annual net earning is average of earning after depreciation and tax, means PAT, over the whole economic life. One may calculate average annual net earning before tax also. Such rate is known as pre-tax accounting rate of return. This we will learn in ratio chapter. Okay, instead of PAT, you can use PBT also. What they are saying, instead of PAT, here I am taking PAT, but instead of PAT, I can take PBT also. If I am taking PBT, it will be called pre-tax accounting rate of return. Is it clear? Okay. Now comes what is the basis. See how you accept or reject. In payback period, we have learnt how we accept or reject. Now here how we accept or reject. Any project expected to give a return below minimum desired rate of return will be straight away rejected. Means what? Let's say my expectation is 20% and what the rate of return I have calculated by using PAT and original investment, okay, is let's say 10%. Okay, my expectation is 20%, but the project is giving me 10%. Will I accept it? No, I will not accept. Once again, I am repeating. Once again, let's go slow. Once again, I am repeating. Please understand, any project which is expected to give the return lower, correct? Lower means what? Let's say my expectation is 20%. My expectation is how much? 20%. And the project is giving me 10%. This much only return. Then I will not accept that project. If it is giving more than the minimum desired return, then only I will choose the project. Here the basis of decision is this. Okay. Mark this homework. You should read this. Merits, demerits. Mark this homework. You have to go through this. Merits and demerits. Now come to question number 4. The cost of the project is rupees 40 lakhs. The cost of the project is rupees 40 lakhs. Life is 5 years. Life is 5 years. And scrap value at the... Always whenever we will be doing the sum, please remember what we will be calculating. We will be calculating based on PAT, that is average PAT, correct? Then what I said, accept reject criterion. Any project expected to give a return below the minimum desired return. Let's say my desired return is 15%. Okay, and project is giving me 20%. Project is giving how much? 20%. What the ARR I calculated is 20%. Then obviously, is it beneficial or not? My required return is 15% and the project is giving 20%. Yes, then I will accept. If it is low, I will not accept. Okay, so this point is clear. Then I said that merits and demerits should be homework. Fine. Then I said, come to question number 4. Come to question number 4. The cost of the project is 40 lakhs. Life is 5 years. Scrap value at the end of the life is 10 lakhs. Scrap value is 10 lakhs. Profit before depreciation and tax are as follows. Year is given. PBDT is given. Okay. Tax rate is 40%. You are required to calculate accounting rate of return based on average investment, accounting rate of return based on original investment. First we will do original investment. Okay. Let's proceed. Help me out with the figures. Question number is 4. Okay. First I will calculate depreciation. Step 1. Calculation of depreciation. Original cost is how much? Original cost minus salvage value upon life. Original cost is 40 lakhs. Salvage value, is it given? How much? 10 lakhs. Upon life is how much? 5 years. So 30 lakhs divided by 5. Is it rupees 6 lakhs per annum? Depreciation is rupees 6 lakhs per annum, correct? Okay. Fine. Step 2. Calculation of profit after tax, PAT, profit after tax. Acha, tell me, every year is the PBDT same or different? Different. So I will have to make a table. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. How much is the PBDT first year? Tell me. 12 lakhs. Next year 13 lakh 20,000. Next year 15 lakhs, 14 lakhs, 12 lakh 80,000. So this is my PBT. I have the depreciation. Okay. Then you will get PBT. Then you will calculate tax and then you will calculate PAT. I am leaving this on you. Please complete this. Complete this table. Give me the figures. To calculate PBT, you should use that trick what I have taught you on calculator. Deducting the same number. How you will do it? 2 lakh minus 6 lakhs equals to whose calculator it is not working? Okay, show me your calculator. Okay. So those whose calculator are not working for this trick, take 12 lakhs, then minus minus, press 2 times minus, then press 6 lakhs equals to, see whether it is working. 12 lakhs minus minus, then 6 lakhs equals to, and then again 13 lakh 20,000 equals to, see whether you are getting. Okay. So do one thing, take 6 lakhs first. If it is not working, take 6 lakhs first. 6 lakhs minus 12 lakhs equals to 13 lakh 20,000 equals to. So you have to take the constant number first. So that is the trick. Okay. So be comfortable at your level. Okay, please give me the figures. Anybody who has calculated PBT? Okay, 9 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 8 lakh 80,000, 6 lakh 80, 6 lakh 80,000. Tax amount, tax 40%, 2 lakh 40,000. Okay. 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 3 lakh 20,000, 2 lakh 72,000. Okay. PAT 3 lakh 60,000, 4 lakh 32,000, 5 lakh 40,000, 4 lakh 80,000, 4 lakh 8,000. Take the total of this column. You need to take the total of this column because we have to calculate the average. ₹22 lakh 20,000. Done, everyone? Okay. Step 3. Average profit after tax is equals to 22 lakh 20,000 divided by 5. How much it is? 4 lakh 44,000 is average PAT. Please be with me. Start calculating. First question was average based on average investment. So I'm calculating average investment. Let's do original investment later. Average investment is original investment plus salvage value upon 2. What is the original investment? 40 lakhs. And salvage value is 10 lakhs. So divide by 2. The average comes to 25 lakhs. Very easy. Okay. You can understand these things by yourself. Step 5. First part, rate of return based on average investment. So the formula is average PAT upon average investment into 100. The average PAT is how much? How much it was? 4,44,000. Average investment is 25 lakhs into 100. ROR based on average investment 17.76%. Great. Copy. Do the second method also if you can. Rate of return based on original investment. Hmm. Complete this question. He's asking what I couldn't understand. Means original investment in the sense what is not given. Both will be given, na? Now, if the question is not clear, the question is not clear. If the question is not clear, calculate both. Calculate by both the method. If the question is not clear, calculate by both the method. Always give the maximum to the institute whenever they are not clear. 4,44,000. Original investment is 40 lakhs, right? Into 100. 11.1%. Great. 11.1%. Done. We left out something that is called as payback period reciprocal. Please come to this page. Payback reciprocal. Not very important, but there are chances that if they feel na, they might ask. Okay. So why to leave it? It's actually easy. There is no sums on this. As the name indicates, they say it is the reciprocal of the payback period. That's it. Okay. What was the formula for payback period? Original investment upon ACF. Correct. Now here what you are calculating? Reciprocal means ACF upon original investment. See what they are saying. Let us try to understand what it is given. A major drawback of the payback period method of capital budgeting is that it does not indicate any cutoff period for the purpose of the investment decision. Correct, na? There is no base. Management has to decide what will be the cutoff. It is however argued that the reciprocal of the payback would be close approximation of the IRR, internal rate of return. We will come to this. What is IRR? If the life of the project is at least twice the of the payback period, the project generates equal amount of the annual cash inflows. What they are saying? Can anybody explain me this? If the life of the project is at least twice the payback period and the project generates equal amount of annual cash inflows, what does this mean? Total cash flow is twice the original investment. No, means what they are saying, it's not always. Say, listen, we will read it correctly. In practice, what happens? Payback reciprocal is helpful to get the, it's a tool for quick estimation. I'm not, for the time being, now, let us first do this thing, what internal rate of return, and then we can focus on this. Actually, what I wanted to tell you is there is a one more technique which is called payback reciprocal. What it is just a reciprocal of the payback. Okay, that is average cash inflow upon initial investment, that is original investment. That is the formula. Fine. Average cash inflow upon initial investment. Now what they are saying, in practice the payback reciprocal is a helpful for a quick estimation of a rate of return. We can calculate the rate of return of a project provided its life is at least twice the payback period. At least twice the payback period means what? See this example. Numbers quote, see here. See, suppose a project requires initial investment is 20,000, correct? And it gives us annual cash inflow of 4,000. So now you tell me, what is the payback period? Suppose a project requires initial investment of 20,000 and it gives an annual cash inflow of 4,000. So how many years payback period? 5 years. So payback is how much? Payback period is 5 years, correct? The reciprocal of this, see, understand, every year I am generating how much? Every year I am generating 4,000 divided by 20,000, correct now? So per year I am having a profit of 20%. That's simple as that, correct now? So it is just a reciprocal of the payback, that is 1 upon 5 is what? 0.220%. Are you understanding? Is it clear? So what they mean to say, you can easily get an estimation that on an average how much is the return of the project. Okay, and this is payback reciprocal is the easiest way to go near IRR. Go near IRR, internal rate of return. See, I'm not focusing on I have not explained internal rate of return. I'm just saying when it will come, at that time I will explain you, because IRR na is difficult to calculate. Is difficult to calculate. We don't have the tools. Is that clear? For us, for CFS, we have the tool, but for CA Inter, you don't have the tool in the examination. Okay, or the person who don't have that financial instruments, he can't calculate. So therefore, IRR is difficult. So the near approximation is what? Payback period. One simple thing. See, on an average, I am earning how much? 4,000. Okay. How much is my investment? 20,000. How much is my investment? 20,000 into 100. So how much I am earning every year? 20%. That's it. That is what? Reciprocal of 5. That is payback period. 1 by 5 is 20%. Yes or no? Correct now? So I'm just calculating the return. So they have just given it. They have not asked till this point. Okay. This in the exam. Is it clear, guys? I'm not thinking that it is that important. But if it comes also, we will be able to do it. Nah? I don't think it will be difficult. Isn't it? Correct, na? And there is no rocket science in this. 4,000 is on average profit what I will earn divided by original investment. It is just a return. What they have given it the name? Payback reciprocal. So that's it. So no problem. Okay, fine. I'm explaining something. Listen carefully. Let's say I have this cash flows. I'm just giving you an example. I'm not going to solve this. Means not technically I'm going to solve it, but can I get the present value of this cash flows? Exactly. Let's say my discounting rate is 10%. Do we know how to calculate the present value of this cash flows? Yes. Listen. Let's say you made an investment. You made an investment of rupees 2 lakhs. You made an investment of rupees 2 lakhs. Your original investment is 2 lakhs. And the project is going to be for 5 years. Project is going to understand the story. The project investment is how much? 2 lakhs. And every year you are going to get the cash flows are given. This is the inflows what you are going to generate. Okay. Fine. So what I will do is, because I know the time value of money. I know the time value of money. Okay, one more question. This 2 lakh is standing at which point of time? 0th year, means this is today, 0th year. Correct? This is 0th year. These are standing at different point of time. Yes or no? Correct? So what I can do is, can I calculate the present value of this? Do you know how to calculate the present value of uneven cash flow? Table, discounting factor at the rate 10%. Okay. then I will get present value. I'm not going to solve. Let's say the answer is 3,55,100. Okay. Let's say, I'm just making a guess. Please understand, this is not the answer. I don't know what is the answer at 10%. Is that clear? I multiplied this with the factor, I got the PV. I multiplied this with the factor, I got the PV. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I'm not wasting a time. Okay. These were what? Inflows or outflows? These ACFs were what? Inflows or outflows? Inflows. Can I call this as present value of cash inflow? Can I call this as present value of cash inflows? Right? General interpretation is, understand, general interpretation is, if, can I say it like this, that the thing whose value according to me, the thing whose value according to me is 3,55,100, I am getting it at 2 lakhs. Can I say it like that? 2 lakhs is my cost, and how much I am getting? The today's value of that thing is how much? 3,55,100. Can I say that? Conceptually very clear. Conceptually very clear. Okay. So what I am doing is, next step, from this present value of cash flow, I am deducting the present value of cash outflow. My outflow was 2 lakhs. It's a simple thing. See, whatever cash flows I am going to get, I will pull that. In finance, everywhere, any valuation is done like this only. Whatever is the future cash flows, you pull it to the present value, then you compare it with the cost. So I pulled all the cash flows to the present value, and I think the value should be 3,55,100. But how much I am spending for that? How much I am spending? I am spending 2 lakhs. So because I netted it, because I deducted 3,55,100 minus 2 lakhs, I am getting 55,100 because it is a net value. So this is called net present value. This is called net present value, NPV. Is it clear? Is it clear? Whatever were the inflows, I will pull it. See the first chapter, how much it is useful. Directly, I couldn't have started like this. Right now, you should know the base, how to calculate the present values and all. Then only we can proceed. Now it has become easy for the understanding. So I calculated the inflows, present value of the inflows minus present value of the outflows. Okay, I will get the net present value. Can anybody tell me what is this 55,100? I have heard that someone saying that many students in the lockdown has completed that 40 to 50% of the portion at home. I want to know what is this NPV. What is this NPV? Okay, this is the present benefit. Okay. According to the discount rate. Any other answer? It's not the profit. I was expecting that. It is not the profit. See, we calculated using cash flow, not the profit. We calculated using what? Cash flows and not the profit. Listen, it is the value, net present value. It is the value. What it is, if you see, understanding, deeper understanding, if you take up this project, that if the company takes up this project, then the company's shareholders' wealth will be maximized by 55,100. Oh, yes, I was checking whether you people are paying attention or not. It is 1,55,100. See, one person has said, it is not 55,000, it is 1,55,100. Please pay attention when I am doing the calculations. I don't have the calculator. Okay, the tool is in your hand, so you should use it. 1,55,100. So this much the value of the shareholder will get increased if you take up this project. Or is it clear? Let's say, so whenever the, let's say this value is not 3,55,000. It is, let's say it is 1,90,000. The inflow is 1,90,000 and you minus 2 lakhs. So how much is the NPV? Negative 10,000. This means what? If you take up this project, you will erode the shareholders' value by 10,000. You will erode, you will eat away the shareholders' value by 10,000 if you take up this project. So what is the conclusion by this? How the decision should be made? Can anybody tell me? Very good. NPV should be positive. If NPV is positive, you should take up the project. If NPV is negative, you should reject the project. Is that clear? I have given a very simple example. The inflows can occur at different point of time. The outflows can occur at different point of time. But every inflow and every outflow should be pulled to the present value, and we are master in that, right? The first class was spent on that, how to pull the cash flows. Okay, guys. So is the this thing NPV calculation is clear? Okay. Let's proceed to the sum. So let us read something and then let us go to the sum. See what is given. Net present value. The formula is net cash inflows, present value of net cash inflows, present value of cash inflows minus present value of cash outflows. What does it mean? See the procedure of computation of NPV. Compute the initial cash flow. Initial cash flow means what? How much will be the outflow? Capital expenditure, working capital, all these are investment. Capital expenditure is long-term investment. Working capital is short-term investment. Whatever is the investment that you calculate. Compute in between cash, incremental cash flow after tax. That is what we used to calculate, ACF. You have to calculate that. Compute the terminal cash flow. See whether at the end of the project, is there any inflows? Please listen carefully. Please listen carefully. Compute the terminal flows. Terminal flows means what? Let's say the company, company has a machine salvage value. So that salvage value is terminal flow. Is that clear? So that is also inflow now. So it should also be considered. First, you should consider the outflow. Second, in between inflows. Then at the end, there will be inflow. See, if this is the line, here there will be outflow. Here there will be what? Outflow. I'm not saying that only at the 0th year there will be outflow. There can be outflow at any point of time. You need to pull it to the present value. That's it. Intermediary, here in between, you will have what? Inflows. And there is possibility that at the end of the period, let's say 10th year, again you will have inflow. That is salvage value or something like that, terminal value. It is called what? Terminal value. Okay. Okay, so amount expected to be realized at the end. They are explaining you what is terminal cash flow, terminal flow. That is amount expected to be realized at the end of the project life. It will include net salvage value of capital asset and recovery of working capital. I'm not going into it. We will learn it later. What is working capital recovery? But that will also constitute your inflow at the end. Then you calculate the NPV. Okay, this is okay. Yes. Here I have given a table. If NPV is greater than 0, except. If NPV is greater than 0, except. If NPV is less than 0 means negative, reject. Okay. And if NPV is equals to 0, then you write indifferent. Then you write indifferent. Accept, reject and indifferent. I hope everybody has the textbook. It considers the time value of money. This is the merit, positive point. Okay. Unlike payback period, all cash flows are considered. If you remember now, one of the drawback, this is the drawback of the payback period. It is to never consider the further cash flows. Once the original investment is recovered, it is to stop. Are you understanding what I am saying? In payback period, once we used to recover the original investment, we used to stop. We used to not consider the further cash flows. Guys, are you understanding? Sure. Okay. Be sure. Yes. And NPV considers all the cash flows. See, in my example, I took all the 5 years cash flow. I took the present value of that. Right? Next, NPV constitute addition to the wealth of the shareholders. That is what I said. If NPV is positive, that is an addition to the shareholders' wealth. And what is the goal of financial management? The goal of the financial management is shareholders' wealth maximization. The goal of the shareholders, goal of the financial, what I'm doing. The goal of the financial management is shareholders' wealth maximization. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, this is okay. Since all the cash flows are converted into present value, current rupee, different projects can be compared on the different projects can be, you can calculate NPV for N number of projects and then you can compare. Okay, NPV of 2 or more projects can be added because the unit is same, because NPV is in rupees. Okay, so unit is same. Risk can be incorporated, and this risk, the last point, it's a bullet point, but it's a chapter, the next chapter which we are going to do. The risk can be incorporated in capital budgeting. Okay, it involves complex calculation. Oh, great. Now we have to write demerits now. So start criticizing it. In complex calculation, you have to calculate present value. Then forecasting cash flow is very difficult. Okay, I'm starting with the business. Okay, so forecasting cash flows is very difficult. Application of discount rate, to calculate discount rate, it is very difficult. Nobody asked me till this point how you are taking that rate. Nobody asked me how you are taking that rate. Listen carefully what I'm saying. The rate which I use for discounting, is the company's cost of capital. That is also one of the chapter which we are going to learn. The rate which the company uses in practical life is cost of capital. Please remember this. Again, there I will be saying, I will be making you remember that, see, we used to calculate NPV, we used to take a discount rate, and that discount rate we used to get from this calculation at that point when we will be doing that chapter, long-term financing decision. Okay, so this is the, then NPV and ranking of project may differ at different discount rate, causing inconsistency in decision making. See, obviously, if let's say you are using 10% and NPV is positive, think and tell if NPV at 10% NPV is positive, if you increase the discount rate, okay, let's say 15%, will the NPV decrease or will the NPV increase? Decrease, because the discounting rate increased. When you discount now, the impact is more. You will understand this in the sums. Okay, so what happens when you are using different discount rates? The sometime it may be at 10% it might have been positive, but at 15% it might be negative. So you will get confused whether to discount it at 10 or 15. Is that clear? So there may be inconsistency in decision making. Is it clear what I am saying? Should I go slow? These are all theory questions. It will come in the exam. Are you understanding what I said? NPV, now the ranking of the projects at different discounting rate, there can be inconsistency. Means there may be a project. Let me explain in the question itself now. Why to waste time? I'll give you practical. Numbers are our forte. Means when we see the numbers, we come to know, acha, this is what sir was saying. Now it is theory, now you will not understand. We'll go to the sum. I will tell you that. It ignores the difference in initial outflow, size of the different proposals, etc. while evaluating mutual exclusion. I'll come to this point. NP method may not be useful to if the life of the two projects are different. Very important point. Mark it important. NPV method, when the life is different now, project A is there, project B is there. Project A is for 5 years, project B is for 10 years. You can't apply NPV. Okay, that is what we will discuss. Come to question number 6. The cost of the project is rupees 30 lakhs. The cost of the project is rupees 30 lakhs, having a life of 6 years without any scrap value. The profit before depreciation and tax is rupees 10 lakhs per annum. Tax rate is 35%. The company follows straight line method. The applicable discount rate is 15%. So they have given us the cost of the project. They have given us PBDT. Now tell me one thing. PBDT is per annum, means PBDT is same. Depreciation is straight line, means depreciation is same. The annual cash flow, which method we will use? To calculate annual cash flow, which method we will use? Vertical method or table? Vertical method. Someone said table. It's vertical method. Okay, why? Because both are same. Okay, so they are asking us to calculate the NPV. So listen. No need to make the table. I will explain you why. Yes. Tell me how to calculate. Tell me how you will calculate. She is saying we will have to make a table to calculate NPV. Is it so? Yes, we can use PVIFA. See, this is the bonus. This is the advantage of having that first lecture. See, compute calculation. Question number is what? 6. Tell me. First working step 1. Calculation of depreciation. Tell me how much is the original cost? 30 lakhs. How much is the salvage value? Nil. upon life is how much? 6 years. So depreciation is how much? 5 lakhs per annum. Okay. Step 2, calculation of ACF. ACF. Okay. PBDT is how much? 10 lakhs per annum. Depreciation is how much? 5 lakhs. We calculated in working note number 1. We calculated just now 5 lakhs. 10 lakhs minus 5 lakhs is 5 lakhs. Tax is how much? Tax rate? 35% of 5 lakh is how much? 1,75,000. Okay. PAT is how much? 3,25,000. Depreciation is how much? 5 lakh. So my cash flow is 8,25,000. Here also that trick now what I said. PBDT minus tax. Check. 10 lakh minus 1,75,000. Answer should be 8,25,000. Understood? 10 lakh minus tax. Matlab PBDT minus tax should be your ACF. See, that also you can apply. Okay. My ACF is done. Now this is per annum. Understand? Per annum. No need to do the table. Please understand. No need to do the table. Why no need to do the table? Means it's not an uneven cash flow. It's an even cash flow. I want to calculate the present value. I want to calculate the present value. Okay. I want to calculate the present value. So what I will do is step 3. Calculation of PVCI, present value of cash inflow. How I will do? ACF multiplied by PVIFA. What is the discounting factor? 15%, right? 15% comma how many years? 6 years. Okay, 15% comma 6. Okay, ACF is how much? 8,25,000 into, give me the factor. How you will calculate factor? 1.15 divide. Counting will start from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then GT. And then GT. $3.7845. Okay, multiply 3.7845 multiply by 8,25,000. $31,22,200. Let's take 200. Okay, so this is my PVCI. How I will calculate NPV? Step 4, calculation of NPV. Calculation of NPV. Present value of cash inflow minus present value of cash outflow. My inflow is 31,22,200 minus outflow is, how much was my initial investment? 30 lakhs. 30 lakhs. So answer is how much? Rupees 1,22,200. Done. No. How much is this one? How much you got? 200, na? 212 you have got. Then take 212. I thought it is 200. So 212. So I will write here. Okay, 12.5 means take 213 you can take. Okay. 213. Is it okay now? 213. Okay. So here I made a mistake. 1,22,213. Done. Okay, fine. Is it clear? Easy. 30 lakhs was my outflow. Okay. All the inflows I knew. ACF, I know how to calculate the ACF. So I pulled it to the present value using PVIFA. Present value of all the inflows is 31,22,213. Correct. Then I deducted the outflow. So I got net present value. Easy. Please copy. Any doubt? Please copy. Yes, completed. Done by everyone. Yes, yes, please copy. Copy. Those who have not done, please copy. Done. Okay.